Welcome to Mount Pleasant Monthly Live. I'm Denise Smith, and my guest today is Quinn Keon, computer genius by day and rock and roll star at night.
That's a nice way to put it.
Okay. During the day, you fix computers and do all kinds of things for an accounting firm. But what we want to talk about is your nighttime career, which you have a couple of CDs. And you play rock and roll, like Ted Nugent type rock and roll.
That's a good way to put it, yeah.
Okay.
Nugent was a really big influence on me when I first started learning how to play guitar, and I still really enjoy what he's doing. But yeah, the rock and roll side is a basically nights and weekends thing, and we fit it in when we can. We've done 2 CDs to date. We're working on a third right now that's taken quite a bit of time, but we're getting it tracked. We're getting some tracks down. In fact, just Monday we just got a couple more drum tracks down. So I'm hoping within the next 6 months we'll be able to unveil a little bit of the sound that we're working on now. It's really cool. It's really edgy. I think that it's a nice mix of a modern edge with an old school vibe.
Okay. And you write your own music?
I write everything. Yeah.
You write everything.
I write everything. I act as a role of producer when I'm a writer, telling myself, okay, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this. And my writer side says, yeah, but I want to do that because it's creative. And my producer side says, no, you need to chop this down into a 3-minute song. And so yeah, I wrestle with myself that way. And then I act as a recording engineer also with the small project studio that I have set up at home where I track everything.
When do you find the time to do all that? Because you have family at home.
I do. That's why it's taking a while. There isn't a lot of time to do it. I mean, in a normal life with a normal family, in the world that we live in, it doesn't allow a lot for creative arts of any kind. And if you want to do them, it seems like you just have to push yourself a little bit harder than everybody else around you to get that done. And I do that. I'm very disciplined. I'm very focused, and I just look at it as, well, the work's got to get done. You know, and I try to put the pressure on myself, but at the same time I try to back off when necessary because other things come up. And if I have said, okay, I'm going to work on this tonight, and then for some reason I can't, I need to not get overly stressed about that, which, you know, I'm working on that. Okay.
And now I know that you've been an opening act for some fairly big names?
We did a couple, we opened for a couple national acts this last year. Kind of a southern rock blues band called Too Slim and the Tail Draggers. We got to open a show for them. They were, if I remember right, they were like number 9 on the Billboard charts in the blues category with their album when we opened for them. And band that got really popular back in the early 90s called Winger. We did a show where we opened for them down in Detroit this last year too. And you know, we've been all over the state this last year, locally in Mount Pleasant and Alma, Flint, Lansing, Detroit, Saginaw, Bay City. Probably forgetting some other things in there too, but yeah.
Now, when you open for acts like that, what does that do for your career? Does that kind of give you a boost and a little bit of an edge?
Well, exposure is the only thing that it does.
Okay.
And a lot of it depends on how well it's getting promoted. One of those shows got promoted really good. My name was in lots of publications. I'm still seeing stuff about that on the internet. And the other one wasn't promoted that well, so my name wasn't ever put out there. So the only people that heard my name was actually during the show that were in the crowd. And you know, we were really well received, but yeah, it's not like the next day you wake up and you got people, you know, sending you emails or MySpace requests or anything like that. You know, it was yep, that was really cool, and now we're still working. So.
Okay. So now, because of playing in the band and doing some of that other stuff, does some of your day job have to, or you put yourself under a lot of pressure to make sure that you don't miss days of work or anything like that? And sometimes your schedule has got to be really hectic when you don't start playing at night till 10:30, and you still have to be at work
10:30.
at 8 o'clock in the
Well,
morning, or
yeah.
sometimes not till
Yeah.
midnight or so.
Yeah, 10:30 would be great. The problem is that when you work your way up the ladder and then you're a headlining act, what that means is you play later. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, a lot of times it's midnight or playing till 1:32 in the morning. There's lots of inspiration from all kinds of things. The sound that we're working on right now for this CD is a straight ahead, hard driving rock sound, and there are songs on that are everything on there has some sort of attitude to it. That's kind of what I'm terming what we're doing is my own brand of attitude rock, and most of what we're performing now is all newer material, even though it's a year and a half old at this point, but because newer because we don't have it recorded yet.
Okay.
So.
And you mentioned the guys. You said Chris is your drummer.
Chris Carnes has been drumming for me. He's actually relocating to Traverse City right now, so we're going to try to do a long-distance relationship here, at least on the recording process, and see how that plays out. Jerry Leonard's been playing bass with me for quite a while, but he's just been kind of filling in that role because he's actually a guitar player, and I was going to put a 4-piece band together, and he was going to play guitar, but we're having a hard time finding a bassist. So when Chris came on board, I asked Jerry if he'd be willing to play bass for now, just so we could get out there as a 3-piece and start rocking it, and he's done that for a long time, and we've got a new guy on board, and his name's Mark Anderson, and he's been playing bass guitar for the past couple gigs. So.
Oh, good. So, any time coming up that you're going to be in Mount Pleasant, playing again at Rubbles or anything, or somewhere?
I will
like
play
Main
again
Street
at
Live
Rubbles,
or anything?
yeah, but I don't have anything scheduled right now,
Okay.
and I told the guys I'm not going to schedule anything else, just so that we
Just
can
so you can get
concentrate
the
on. Yep, we got to
CD
get a lot further in the recording process. Because, for me, my creative side needs to be able to finish that, and have that, and create that. That's what the creative process is about. I can write songs and I can perform them, but I want that recording, and I want to say, yeah, look what I did, and I want to be able to
have it in your hand.
Right, exactly.
Okay. Do you know yet, do you have a deadline date that you want to have your CD out or your recordings out?
I don't want to put a deadline on myself. I'm pretty motivated to get it done, but I don't want to do a deadline because sometimes things just take more time to get it right. And I compromised with things on the first 2 discs that I don't want to compromise on this one, as far as audio quality and some of the mixing and all that, and just to get it done. And with this one, we're going to do it as good as possible before it's considered complete.
Your other 2 CDs are still available then?
Sure they are.
If somebody wanted to hear?
CDs are available on the internet. Amazon.com's got both of them. cdbaby.com, which is a great resource for independent artists like myself.
Okay.
CD Baby's got it. And if you're into downloading music and buying downloads, they're on every download site out there. iTunes, Walmart, all the big ones, and from there they trickle down into all the smaller ones. So.
Okay, because I know my daughter loves your CD that I had gotten, one of your other CD, the rock and roll CD. She loves that one.
Cool.
So,
yeah.
Have you got any dates scheduled that you're going to be anywhere? I know you're not planning on being in Mount Pleasant or anything scheduled coming up, but anywhere else that you're going to be anywhere anytime soon? Or?
Right now my schedule says taking a break to get some recording done. Thank you for the support.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it says on there. So on the website and on the MySpace page. So yeah, we're serious about taking a break from playing out. It's like I've got to get more done on the creative projects that I'm working on. I like setting the example of working hard. I like showing my kids that nothing in life comes easy. At least it never has for me. And if you want to do more than just the status quo, then you need to push yourself harder to get there.
That's true. Good. Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
Good to see you again.
Now we've got some footage too that you're going to air with us.
Yep.
Some live footage for everybody who's watching.